Now, most of us never plan on needing a lawyer, right? But it's good to be prepared. Legal Advice in Paradise is a podcast created by Nanakuli High School graduate Justine Gronwald. Now, she had her own legal problems, and that led to her creating this informational podcast, and she joins us this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's actually start with what the podcast is. And you've interviewed a number of different attorneys.
Yes, I have.
On a number of different topics. So what kind of things are we going to learn?
Well, for instance, the first episode would be tomorrow. It would be with Paul Cunney. He's a DUI attorney, and we talk about what happens if you get caught for a DUI, the consequences, the penalties. It's at length. It's a two-part. My show is usually 30 to 45 minutes long. I'm cutting that in half, and we're going to have it for two-part series.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that it's not just the law professionals that you talked to. You spoke to someone on the other side of this, right?
Exactly.
Someone that been convicted of DUI. What was that
Exactly.
like?
His name is Ethan Fisher, and he was convicted in 2003 for vehicular homicide. He was drinking, and he hit a man and killed a 57-year-old man. What was good about his story was that he turned his life around. He formed a nonprofit, and he speaks across the country to young athletes to not succumb to drugs and alcohol and go down that path. Wow. So got some really good real-life stories like Beliza Higa, who I interviewed Peter Carlisle, and we talk about domestic violence because as city prosecutor he saw many things. So we talk about taking advantage of shelters like, you know, for women who are abused, women's shelter. Well, Beliza Higa actually took that advice, and she went, and it changed her life. Oh. Whereas in my case, I was a victim of domestic violence. I didn't. I chickened out. Yeah. And instead I slept in my car, you know, I did other things. So what it's evolved to is that I interview all these different attorneys in every aspect of the law, and I'm finding that there's real life stories attached to it. Right. So I'm having this thing called Witness Wednesdays. The attorneys will be Tuesday, Thursday. In the middle will be real life stories. Yeah.
So the whole purpose of this is to empower the public and know what kind of options they have out there, considering what you had to go through yourself.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of the attorneys, they're really anxious to share this information, and also their advice is please do shop around for different attorneys. Just don't go with the first one. But a lot of us are so emotional going into a lot. It doesn't have to be traumatic, but even so, it's pretty intimidating because we don't know anything about the law, right? Absolutely. So I'm an everyday person. I'm not an attorney. People ask me, "Are you an attorney?" And no, I'm not a paralegal or anything. I'm just an everyday person who came across my case and I lost. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if somebody's out there and they're listening, they think it's great, but they're not very tech savvy, how do they go about listening to the podcast?
One way is to join a free membership. I call it the Agent of Change membership. Okay. And all you have to do is text and email your name and email to area code 808-670-3400. Automatically, you will get 5 tips on how to choose an attorney, and every episode you will get the episode sent to your text or your email, so you don't miss an episode.
Okay, let's do that number one more time. Area code 808-670-3400.
Exactly.
Also check it out on iTunes. It's the audio clips and also the video as well, right?
Exactly. And I already have 134 members. I want to thank all of them. They had faith in me, and it didn't even launch yet, and they're all anxious to get the information.
All right, we're going to be checking it out. Thanks, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Steve.
Appreciate it. All the information about this on our website, hawaiinewsnow.com. We'll be right back. You're watching Sunrise on KHNL.